Hello, everyone! Blue Star Saber here once again to discuss My Hero Academia with Lucky Cheese 7.
What's going on, guys?
Let's see. So yeah, we're continuing off from from the last manga chapter that happened with My Hero Academia. 316, in which after the heroes had rescued Lady Nagant, and she revealed the meeting point where she was supposed to find All for One. All for One revealed to Midoriya that he's now his target, and it ended on a cliffhanger of a massive explosion. And the fates of those heroes remain ambiguous for a week until now, or at least until either Friday or Sunday, depending on which translation you look at. So yeah. But we like to wait for the official translations to say that we've read them and not, and all that stuff. So yeah.
Definitely.
So anyway, My Hero Academia, chapter 317, Scars, Blood, and Filth. Another subtitle in this chapter implies it's in something entirely different, but that's just me being creative. But anyway, before we begin the chapter, we get this sort of panel of Midoriya sort of covered in his battered clothing, I guess, with him, which is sort of dead-eyed stare, I guess, or something, or this dead set, determined stare, I guess. But yeah, which looks pretty cool if you ask me.
It does.
I particularly how Koei has done some of the lining in some of these areas.
Same.
I gotta figure out. I gotta ask him what pens he used. Someone's gotta ask him what pens does he use to do these kind of panels.
I mean, and I know when it comes to Bakuman, they don't go into specific as what pens you use, but there's a specific style that's used and whatnot.
Fair enough. But anyway, let's see. After the explosion, we get a scene. Let's see. We don't see anyway. So after the explosion, it seems some time has passed as we are now. Let's see. This the first page of this chapter is that we're at a warehouse where the heroes are commenting about how they managed to escape an explosion. Let's see, from the League of Villains and all that stuff. Let's see, and it seems like the big three heroes with the team. I'm trying to remember Mount Lady's team she's a part of. So yeah, Mount Lady. It still surprises me how Mount Lady was originally supposed to be Uraraka's original sort of thing.
And I mean, given her role right now, I mean, I can kind of see why.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so you have the big three heroes and the Lurkers, which is arguably possibly the strongest hero team in Japan right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But yeah, so let's see. So you got I believe it's Edge Shot. Let's see, saying that let's see, asking if there's been any more information from Naga, with Hawk saying that it's not happening anytime soon due to her current condition. In fact, the doctors even say is that it's even amazing that she's, let's say, still alive at this point. So she's not dead yet. We're then getting Kamari Woods asking with commenting about how a woman afflicted by powerful despair and all that stuff, but yet she's still clinging to life. With Edgeshot saying that I think it's time to do some sort of turning point around, and let's see, saying that perhaps they should expand this beyond the current operation of every last hero, informing the others about Midoriya and One for All. Let's see, and then throwing in a high investigation involving all these heroes. So this chapter confirms that the Lurkers do actually know the secret to Midoriya's quirk.
That is I can't say an interesting point because, well, not to say that I got publicly revealed, but
But yeah,
you could say it was something that was to be expected, you know.
I suppose last chapter it's implied that okay, they must know something at least, but this one confirms because as far as we knew, the only ones that All Might told about, let's see, All for One was like Best Genius and Hawks, which they probably told Endeavor the full details afterwards, or maybe All Might told him as well. But it seems like other heroes have been told the secret of this quirk. So the roster, so it's like it seems like for the most part, the remaining top heroes at the very least know about Midoriya's quirk. Though how many of the top heroes remains to be seen, which is actually kind of interesting because I think I remember Kami Woods once scolding Midoriya for running recklessly to that sludge villain.
I know, right?
And now he's like one of the ones. Now he's like one of the heroes that is trying to, let's see, help Midoriya and all that stuff. So yeah, let's see that. But Mountain Lady. But anyway, Mountain Lady comments that the business with Lady Nang had made it clear that the brunt of like, let's see, of hunting down like League of Villains would be left to Midoriya and all that stuff. And the fact that the police are having like their own, and the police are having their own problems and that stuff, and there's no eyewitnesses to where the League's whereabouts are. So they're talking about, let's see, about how they need to put together a task force before their resources get dried up. With Endeavor commenting that Descuro quit 2 days ago. And for those who do not know, because let's see, Mount Lady is like thinking, but for those who don't know, who don't follow the names of every hero, I mean, I can understand why, since My Hero Academia has like a lot of characters.
Way too many, but it's
yeah. Since and not to mention, due to the fact that this is a superhero world, they both have their normal names and their superhero names to remember.
It's not like you got Peter Parker and Spider-Man, because that's easy to remember.
But for those who might remember, he's the sort of muscle. Let's see, that muscle dude that's usually with Mount Lady and Konami before they filmed the superhero team, the Lurkers. And you might also remember him being the one to capture Slide and Go at the beginning of the war.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's revealed that he's one of the heroes you were introduced to in the first chapter. It's revealed that he has now quit as he's like, as Mount Lady thinks of what he probably said to him about how he seems to can't catch a break. You see, despite all he's done, he gets nothing but rants, doubts, and rages from the public. And then while he knows that there's still some support from them out there, but he comments about how one loud heckler easily downs out 10 fans, and he's never felt like this before. He thought he'd be different, but it's like everyone else did. But let's see, he comments that he's no hero, he's only human, as we see panels of him taking apart his hero costume off one by one before putting on like regular clothing as he walks away. So let's see, but I guess this sort of like flashback shows how dire the stakes are for the superhero society when one of the first heroes that were introduced in the manga is quitting. Lucky Chia there.
Here.
Oh, good. Let's see. Sorry, let's see. I should probably get back to the stream thing to see it and make sure you're not muting yourself.
No. I've been listening.
But let's see. We'll probably give more my thoughts on the stuff that he said after when we get to the overall thoughts thing. But yeah. Mm-hmm. With them commenting about how in the battle with the war arc, he led the charge of rounding up the spies and stuff. So, because I do recall that the Meta Liberation Army did have more than just Sliding Go as part of their heroes. Members that were part of the Hero Society, as there were quite a few local heroes as well.
If I remember correctly, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
So yeah, there seems to be like a lot more here. So it seems that it was probably just. So it seems like this chapter implies that there were more than just him rounding up those those meta liberation heroes that and all that stuff. So I guess that's confirmation, because the manga seemed to only imply that the only one that was not on hero duty was not called for the summit for the meeting was Slide and Go. Well, granted, I do remember Slide and Go was locked up with another what looked to be a hero in a costume when you had like the aftermath of the battle, but heck. But yeah, with many commenting about how he seemed to be like one of those heroes with the backbone and like never back down on him. But let's see, with Best Gina Cones, given the current trend with heroes, it seems more and more are hanging up their costumes every day. With Endeavor commenting about how the media is closing in on Deku. And with more heroes quitting, that more leaks about what went down with what Shigaraki said. So you're getting more and more questions about it. As society is getting more chaotic. They can't allow the world to learn the truth behind One For All just yet and all that stuff. Since Midori will be caught in the get the full center of all the like negative news coverage and all that stuff. So this is probably confirming why Midoriya's quirk has not gone fully out public yet. Besides, like what was said in chapter 306. Though Hawk says that Doom is already upon us. Really. Sorry, were you about to say something, Lucky Chi?
I don't know.
And with like Mountain Lady then sort of commenting on about how, she's wondering about how come One For All isn't, going public with like, with the truth behind Midoriya and All Might and stuff, since why not make an open move and all that stuff? As it would force heroes to mobilize and keep, Endeavor says that this would force the heroes to, I'm sorry, I should rephrase that. Endeavor replies that this would force the heroes to make an open move and put Midoriya and have people hide Midoriya away, kind of like how when Toby revealed the Eye of the Moon plan, the 5 Kages decided to hide the Jinchuriki. So I just had to make that comment. So So Endeavor says that since he doesn't, since it would cause the heroes to mobilize and lock Midoriya away for the time being, it's clear that his silence just tells us that he doesn't want that happening. So it seems like so we confirmed that All For One seems to still doesn't want this to become public just yet, as he still has some plans that can only go smoothly as long as the secret's still there for a bit. But yeah. But so with Endeavor commenting about how they need to take action first, we'll never get any glades and all that stuff. As there's not enough cops and not enough heroes, as you just have the hero, as you just. But eventually they get a notification from. Endeavor gets a sort of notification that he's been missing calls and messages from Shoto asking him to pick up. So, even though we have not seen any of the UA students, we at least got some witty idea that Shoto is still about and stuff.
Yeah.
So, for those that are disappointed that we've not yet seen the UA students, they are still about. So, yeah.
How about we still keep them away for the time being? I'm just saying, because
we'll get to that. Let's get to that when we discuss the.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself.
But yeah, let's see. With Endeavor thinking about what they said about him upping Toya, but he says that the Shoto they're going to have to wait a little longer because they're kind of occupied. And Hawks gets a notification that from All Might that Midoriya has run into a second hired gun, but he's already won as Midoriya has caught him with the Black Whip.
Can I just say that this page here looks really, really cool, yet terrifying at the same time? Okay, Blue. I don't know what your reaction was when you were reading it, but me reading this chapter and looking at this, I was like, damn. if I wasn't terrified of Deku before, I'm definitely getting a bit terrified
Okay,
right
this looks like something that Batman would do, I'm just going to say.
now. Mm-hmm.
Especially like Batman in interrogation. Not to mention that when it's with the commenting about how he's won, we get like a close-up face with like Midoriya with his mask, and it looks so much darker in this.
For anybody who's seen, and this is going to be a weird comparison here, anybody who's seen Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and you saw season 3 and then you go into season 4, it's almost similar. Almost.
Well, since I only ever really watched the dub of GX, I'd say probably no, since they didn't really do season 4 in the dubbing, which resulted in me in dropping the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series, I guess. Not to mention, I guess this never really got into the whole biker thing with 5Ds.
Well, that's a story for another time.
But yeah, Midoriya's looking very intimidating right now.
Yeah, like he looks like Batman. I would even argue and say, like, if you were to give Spider-Man the black suit, kind of like that.
I guess. Who knows? I'm not sure if this is what's inspiring it, because let's see, Koei mentions he's a Marvel fan, but yeah. But anyway, you've got concerned about Midoriya asking Kid. Let's see, but Midoriya ends up rushing off next, saying that this one doesn't have any intel. But he tells All Might to be careful as he might explode. But All Might just tells him to wait in just a moment as he's trying to give him some, saying he hasn't been eating and tries to offer him some lunch.
Mm-hmm.
With All Might, Midoriya saying that he doesn't need All Might out, he doesn't need to tag along anymore, he's fine now.
Damn.
With shocking,
guys, I'm telling you right now, Deku at this point in time, so far in this final saga, no chill.
But yeah,
let's just say that he has no chill right now.
Midoriya is clearly thinking of what All For One said last time. Now it's your time, and he's just saying he's fine, and he's thinking about how. If All Might continues to follow him, it may risk going to that future about his gruesome death that he may think, because it's clear Midoriya is still thinking about that possible death because it's getting very close to that, prediction that Night Eye did. But Midoriya, but All Might trying to ask him, trying to plead, but Midoriya says he's saying that he's capable now and is on par with him on 100% with no recall to boot. So I think now. Granted, I'm not sure if this is Midoriya saying that he's now on 100%, but I think he's saying with his current state, he's as strong
similar to what he was like. Yeah, it's similar.
But then you get All Might then you get then you get a brief image panel of All Might's mentor crying from then him being passed around to near a scarf, and then Shigaraki. And then All Might thinking about the times one of the times he talked to Midoriya, particularly the bit where he says, "I need you to tell the world I am here," as Midoriya has his back turned to him. So as you got All Might thinking about how he's dead set on Midoriya's dead set on keeping him out of harm's way, and not to mention his duty as being a wielder of One for All, and the fact that Midoriya has not been looking back at him anymore. So So you get and then it switches, and then Midoriya tells him to don't worry about me, really. And I have to admit, it's a lot less menacing than the last panel, I guess.
Yeah, I guess here in a way you could say there's still a little bit of Deku in him, technically you could say, but.
Yeah, but I guess it's sort of there's a sort of innocence in that eye and all that stuff.
Yeah, with the way
they are. Yeah. Let's see. But let's see. All Might is thinking about how he swore to raise him up and protect him. He pleads with him to wait. Let's see, knowing that even though he's the only one that knows the burning ending and how crushing it is.
Yeah.
But he tells him that Midoriya he needs to rest, and he does deserve to rest down there, and he needs to tell him that. As he tries to plead, however, All Might trips and knocks the lunch, and he just falls down, and it looks like he's sort of maybe in a position where he could be crying. However, as Midoriya is jumping away, someone is looking by from behind a building or some statue-like thing, or some sort of pillar of a statue, I guess. I'm assuming it's gotta be a building. And it's revealed to be none other than
3 words, guys. 3 words. Hero Killer Stain.
Yep, the hero killer Stain, as he seems to have overheard their conversation a bit. So
now here's the question: Is Stain gonna cut the throat of All Might?
Let's see. We'll get to that just after we finish the summary, Lucky Chi. But yeah. But anyway, it's a scene cuts to black a bit, then it goes to city in the surrounding barrier, and there seems to be rumors about how this person appears without sound, and he's got a whole bunch of multiple quirks, and there's people wondering if he's someone like, One for All's ability or a Nomu. And apparently this person goes around helping people, and rumors say that he is caked with blood, caked with blood and filth, which covers up his many scars. And looking at him, you'd never guess that he's a hero, as we get this final panel of Midoriya in this sort of dark, in sort of ragged look, as dark shaded look with his cold costume on, as the black whips are moving around as some extra arms or something.
Okay, I'll say this: if you want a perfect image to describe the boogeyman, that final shot for Deku, I think it seems pretty close. Close.
Yeah, this feels like if Midoriya had some sort of this honestly feels like if Midoriya had some sort of power up where he's going in a monster form, which most shonen mangas kind of did, with Naruto and the early Nine Tails transformations, and Ichigo with his hollow forms. But it's not that. But yeah. So first of all, I do like the fact that even though we talked a little bit about this brief in the summary, that the lurkers are actually aware of Midoriya's thing. So so Midoriya's secret is known to quite a few more groups of heroes, but at the moment it seems to be more of the top ranking heroes and not the lower ones, as you're still getting more quitting, particularly Detsutori Goro, which is I'm not sure if that's his official hero name, but everyone knows him as the sort of muscle guy amongst Konami and Mount Lady's group of heroes before they formed the Lurkers and stuff. So it's so yeah. I do find one word that's quite interesting of what he says, how one loud heckler easily dawns out 10 fans. So it's so it's dude, welcome to social media, in which you get where the angry lot ends up being louder than the more quiet big fans and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that line relates to me, especially when it comes to some of the characters that you and I have liked, Lucky Chi.
Say what now?
Oh, you know how, despite the fact that you have quite a fair share of people liking a character, those that hate the character tend to be much louder, even if they're not bigger number of fans than the likers.
Reminds me of another series, but I won't get into that.
Let's see. But yeah, it's definitely some series, possibly starting with a series that probably recently ended, and possibly one ended quite a few years back. But yeah. So it's interesting that, okay, more and more heroes are quitting by the day, which we kind of got the assumption. But it seems like the truth of, One for All is starting to slowly get more leaked out to the media. So the heroes are contemplating on whether or not when they should go public with this, because given the current state of society, you're probably getting so many people being critical of Midoriya, since it's like, because I'm pretty certain most people like, okay, why did All Might choose this like quirkless kid and all that stuff, since they probably wouldn't quite get the full context of One for All until it's been fully explained to them and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, let's see, no one but a quirkless kid, but no one but those who are quirkless can inherit the quirk now. But yeah, but it's also interesting the fact that, let's see, we learned from this, let's see, chapter that All for One doesn't want Midoriya's quirk to be revealed to the public yet. So it seems like he's got something planned, at least.
It's rather interesting.
My guess is, since what Endeavor says is that, let's see, they'd probably try and, let's see, the heroes would probably try to hide Midoriya away for a while while they go and investigate that stuff. And as we see, All for One doesn't want Midoriya in hiding. He wants him drawn out in the open, which is a lot different to how, let's see, the Kages reacted when Toby revealed, the Eye of the Moon plan, where their first instinct was to hide the Jinchuriki.
Yeah.
But granted, that didn't really make it's. Granted, I know many people said, let's see, Toby's plan of that didn't really make sense. Though I guess the things that they did with Kisame kind of made sense of why he revealed that to the plan to the Kages. But we're not here to discuss Naruto and what is a flaw and not a flaw in the Kage Summit arc. But yeah,
I don't want to talk about it as much.
Yeah,
Blue knows I'll go off on a rant when it comes to
Kages. Let's see. I might do a Kage Summit stream one day, but not today. But yeah, but I do like how the fact that we finally get some confirmation on one of the class students of 1A as Shoto is trying to contact Endeavor. Now he wants to talk to him, but we have no idea what it's about just yet. But from what Endeavor's implying, it might be Toya. But for all we know, let's see, Shoto might want to ask about Midoriya. So at the very moment, we're still not getting in. Let's see. So at the moment, we're not. Let's see. It doesn't look like we're attending to the Class 1A students just yet, which you would seem to be pretty happy about, Lucky Chi.
So far, yeah. I'd rather we stay away from them at least for a few months, give or take.
So like a few more chapters, is that what you're saying? Like a few more volumes, I take it.
Yeah, like at least another volume or two, at least.
Fair enough. But anyway, we end up seeing anyway. But yeah, one thing I kind of like is it seems that Midoriya's got. Midoriya's gotten used to like his abilities. Is he's now able to easily dispatch another assassin that All for One has sent after him, which appears to be this. This sort of tattooed guy that seems to have all these sort of ladies on his arms and chests, from what I can tell. And he's got these sharp teeth and a mask. And he seems to be some sort of gangster. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. It's just some random no-named villain, really. But yeah, but it seems that. But it is nice to have a confirmation that. All for One does have other like assassins to send after Midoriya, showing that his expansion of like villains is bigger than it's implied. But yeah, now granted, the last few chapters sort of confirmed that. But I think the main highlight of that, as which we talked about earlier, was just the panels in which Midoriya is drawn when he was capturing that villain. Lucky Chi there. All right, private comment. Hold on, let me call people. Okay, I'm going to need to keep going because he'll be right back. So yeah. So yeah, I do like let's see the way that Koei has drawn these panels of Midoriya when he's just going like in all this dark phase and all that stuff. Well, and I do like how Midoriya seems to be just and it seems like Midoriya is just like going, just I gotta find the next villain and that stuff. But I finally like to see that All Might is starting to get concerned with Midoriya's current mindset, as it seems like after that encounter, that video call with like All for One, as he's saying, now it's your turn. Midoriya's become a lot more. It seems to be a lot more on the edge, and he doesn't really. And it seems like he wants to distance himself from All Might because he's too afraid that. Let's see. If he gets. If he continues on, let's see future prediction that Night Eye gave him. Let's see, is that it seems like he may end up dying. So he tries to tell All Might that he doesn't need him to follow him anymore. That stuff. Thinking about, and as they both think about, let's see, either their mentors or what they said to each other. However, All Might is starting to realize that he needs to tell him that it's okay to, take a break and to rest now and then, not to put all the burden on yourself.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I like that. But I do like how we do have one panel of, Midoriya in his mask costume and all that stuff, where even though, we have that dark, serious look, but it does seem to be still some of that old Midoriya of innocence in him with, like, this one panel of where he says, like, don't worry about me, really, though it might just be Midoriya in an emotionless state as he's saying it. I'm not really sure. I guess we have to wait and see how the anime adapts.
Yeah, that is going to be the
so it could be Midoriya, a glint of innocence in Midoriya's eyes, or it could just be Midoriya being completely emotionless as he's saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, I do like how but yeah, but I think it's clear that Midoriya's end that he's thinking about Night Eye's prophecy, and All Might is thinking about how due to the fact he's pushed Midoriya to be like the next him, he realizes that probably needs to now tell Midoriya to take a break. Like even try to give him a lunch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, as he so it seems like the whole Batman and Alfred routine seems to have ended. It seems to have ended it just as it began. It seems, which I have to admit, it's a bit of a shame because I was hoping that they would continue to work like this for a little while longer. But it definitely shows how Midoriya's encounter with Lady Naga and All for One has seemed to have affected him.
Which, honestly speaking, I think is doing a good thing for his character. I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But let's see. The one thing but this is probably one of the few things that's got probably everyone hyped is perhaps one of the most popular villains that the series ever had. Stain is back. And I must admit, I do like his new look, I have to admit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too different, but...
Well, the bandana stuff is all different, but his jacket is clearly different and all that stuff. It's not like it's a lot less, I suppose you could say, ninja-like, I guess.
Yeah.
It seems to be more of a modern-day jacket, though granted, he still probably has the weapons and straps around him. And clearly he's clearly been listening to All Might and Midoriya, so I'm very curious to see what Stain is currently doing, because as far as we know, All Might did intend to have a meeting with Stain at one point during Tartarus, but that was unfortunately had to be delayed again due to certain circumstances and that stuff. But yeah, but I am very curious to see if one thing I think many people are wondering is is Stain associated with a League of Villains now, or All for One, or is he on his own solo independent thing still as well?
That's a good question. That honestly is a really good question.
Because before his release, he was before he was in prison, he was on a sort of crusade of weeding out what those he deemed as not real heroes, at least four in a region, because that seemed to get the message of heroes acting more like heroes the way he thinks they should be acting. So it's making more effective heroes. But as we can see, the current state of society, weeding out any more heroes isn't exactly the best idea right now.
At the moment, yeah.
Because Stain's whole philosophy is like, let's see, heroes need to act like heroes, not, let's see, celebrities for going for profit and all that stuff. And they need to be all selfless and all that stuff. So yeah. But we have no idea if he even knows how much of the truth he might know about All Might and Midoriya, since let's see, he probably at least knows that it's because he does definitely know that All Might has like two forms. So we don't know if any of his philosophy or ideology has changed or not since his time in prison. Because we do know that when he was just before when he was arrested and all that stuff, we had that moment where he was like, he refused to be beaten by anyone, but saying that the only one worthy of stopping him was All Might, because because he was an admirer of All Might and he was like the true hero and all that stuff. Let's see. We have no idea if he has it now, but the only other thing I can think of is that, let's see, Stain is probably following Midoriya and All Might to determine whether or not Midoriya is truly a worthy successor for All Might. But yeah.
It's just a matter of waiting and seeing.
But it's clear. But from what this panel implies, of Stain's returning, it's clear that the next villain that we're focusing on, that from the Tartarus breakout prisoners, is going to be Stain.
Which makes sense. Makes sense.
Let's see. So yeah, which to be fair, I guess that does make sense since, let's see, Muscular has been caught. Lady Manga has been hospitalized, and Overhaul has been taken into custody as well.
Yeah.
Assumingly, we're going to see him probably maybe try and apologize to Eri before he gets to see his boss and all that stuff. But yeah, all that stuff. So who knows? But the only other escaped villains from Tartarus besides All for One that we know of is Moonfish, that teeth guy that Bakugo and Shoto fought before being taken down by Tokoyami.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to wait and see. So yeah, but granted, let's see, Moonfish was one of those more minor villains. I guess we have to wait and see what Koei is planning to do with him. But yeah, I have to admit, I'm a bit surprised at how early Stain has come back, I will admit, Lucky Chi, because I thought, Stain would be brought back by the time you get Ida coming back and all that stuff, since Stain has been a very big point of, progressing Ida's character.
In a way, I could see it, but I guess it does kind of show that Ida kind of already had his little moment with Stain, so it would feel, I guess, a little redundant to bring it back, but
I don't know. I guess, the only thing to have, another encounter with Ida and Stain is for show how far Ida's come from the last time and shown how much that he's learned from his mistakes from the last time when he went to challenge Stain. When he's particularly when he was just had the mindset of avenging his brother when he should be saving the people around him first. So it's I don't know, I guess the only reason I say you could have Ida to encounter Stain again is to sort of prove Stain wrong, at least to some extent, to his ideology of because Stain is on the assumption that once a hero is dead set on how they behave or ideology and all that stuff, they cannot change. For example, Ida was so focused on revenge that Stain could not accept him being a true hero at all and all that stuff. But anyway, it's very interesting that it seems that Midoriya's hero actions have finally started to get the public's noticed, as you're getting people asking rumors about how he doesn't appear with a sound. He's got a bunch of quirks, and they're wondering if it is this someone related to One for All? All for One, or is he a Nomu? But they do point out that he seems to be doing hero work, helping people, and he seems to be he's covered in wounds and blood. But unfortunately for Midoriya, instead of doing what All Might did, it's inspiring. Looking hero-like at the moment. Midoriya isn't really looking much of a hero. So it's like he's more of like, well, people know that there's someone out there helping them, but he's not really doing it in an inspiring in the way that let's see All Might used to do that inspired.
It's kind of like an anti-hero. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, more of like what Batman would do.
Mm-hmm.
Midoriya's definitely, I'd say, going through a Batman-like phase.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or as you like to sometimes say, maybe Spider-Man, well, depending on which lore of Spider-Man you go to, with the symbiote phase. Since I know that the original comics didn't have Peter act more of like a personality change from the symbiote than when wearing the symbiote, but I do know a lot of the cartoons and movies have his personality change with the symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, I'm really loving how the last panel of Midoriya is drawn. Which like it seems to be. I don't know why, but I feel like Koei is mixing Batman, maybe mixing symbiote Spider-Man with the Iron Spider suit, with the way he's drawn like the black whips.
I could do that too.
Because I don't know, those black whips kind of remind me of like those like Iron Spider legs.
Yeah.
At least the way they're drawn, but yeah. Let's see. So, anything else you want to comment on this chapter, Lucky Chi?
Actually, no. I think that pretty much covers all my thoughts.
So yeah, we've gone a bit of like we confirmed that the heroes survived the explosion, which there was no doubt, and it was confirmed that we're still following Midoriya. We're not cutting to like the Class 1A stuff, though. We do know that that we get some sort of notification, at least with one of them, in terms of Shoto. We're having like the gritty team of heroes discussing what their next move should be and whether or not they should go into public about Midoriya's quirk or and all that stuff. And not to mention talks about more of heroes quitting, particularly one that we're a lot more familiar with. Because remember how the number 8 hero, at least that old guy, was quitting, but many people like, we barely know this guy, so we don't really care too much. But this is with the guy that's quitting, that quitted in this chapter. I think his name is Detsuguro. This is someone that we've known for the first chapter that's been a bit of a recurring minor character now and then. So it's like, damn. You can start to see how it's taking effect, how this current society is taking effect on heroes and that stuff, because it's mostly just been minor or no-named heroes that have been quitting, but now it's like one of the ones that we're more familiar with. And yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely very interested in Midoriya's current mindset after it. It seems to be like, but yeah, it's like, he just seems to be, due to perhaps it seems like the encounter with Lady Nanka and then All For One has just really affected how he's like. It feels like it seems like he's more determined to try and do things alone, or at least try to keep All Might out of it.
Definitely feels that way.
So yeah, but see, I can't tell if he's working with any of the other heroes just yet. But yeah, but clearly, clearly he's not really going through the phase of like, he's not really being All Might right now of like giving people hope and stuff. But because he's like, let's see, because while people know he's out there, but he's just like but it's like rumors about how this scary looking hero thing with multiple quirks. It's just like beating up villains and saving people, but not really not really interacting with people. So yeah, clearly, Midoriya definitely needs some help with his current mindset. At the moment, it seems, but at the moment, All Might has not been able to reach him. So those that are theorizing that Uraraka will snap out of it might be the case. But granted, I'm very curious to see how the other heroes inside One For All are responding to like Midoriya's current mindset, because we haven't really we haven't really seen them give Midoriya advice for the last 2 chapters. So I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see.
Most definitely.
But yeah. Anyway, overall, I think I'll give this chapter a 9.5 9.5, maybe a. You know what? I'm going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 10.
A 10?
Or maybe a 9.5.
Do I want to go the extra mile? You know what? Yeah, I'll go the extra mile. I'll give it the pure perfection rating. Since it's not a rating I give out to every My Hero chapter, but this one, I think deserves it. I think this one takes the cake.
This is definitely a 9.5 to 10 chapter for me, because it's like we see a bit more about the hero society crumbling and all that stuff, particularly seeing one of the more recurring heroes we know quit. Let's see, and the discussions of what the heroes need to do next and what All for One is planning. We see Midoriya and All Might part ways by Midoriya's choice, with him, feel like he doesn't want All Might to die and all that stuff. Thinking of Night Eye's prophecy. And it seems like Midoriya's in a very current dark mindset, and the art is really well drawn to show this. And with All Might, sort of thinking about how he needs to tell Midoriya it's okay to take a break and all that stuff. Not to mention the return of Stain. Or at least the tease that Stain is going to be the next focus for the villains and all that stuff. And Midoriya going in a sort of like Batman sort of vigilante thing. So yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next chapter that's hitting on the 27th of June. Let's see, I'm not sure. Let's see, I'm not sure if this is like the end of the. I'm not sure if this is the end of the Hunt for the Villains arc or not, but I don't know. Or if we're starting a new arc just yet, or we're still going with the Hunt for the Villains arc. What do you think, Lucky Chi?
I think we're still in the arc. I think it feels like we're still in the arc.
Yeah. At the moment, we don't know when this arc will end, but currently we're at 11 chapters in, I believe, and this is normally how long small arcs for My Hero Academia normally last, but I guess we have to see what the next chapter does.
Yeah.
Because let's see whether or not we're doing, after the Paranormal Liberation War arc, are we just doing long arcs from My Hero Academia now, or are we going to have a few more small arcs before doing a mega long arc again?
That is a good question.
Because I do know that when a manga series is reaching towards its end, it tries to do a bit more longer arcs or even a mega arcs and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But granted, so far, My Hero Academia has managed to avoid this, but okay, granted, with the exception of the only ones that could be, the exception is the Paranormal Liberation War arc. Well, I guess you could say the Overhaul arc was a pretty long arc for My Hero, though it was low in terms of length. It was more like what a standard Naruto or One Piece arc used to be before they went into the mega arcs and stuff. But yeah. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait until this weekend and stuff. And I'm sure you'll probably be willing to join me for that chapter and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm sure you have your own views of what you want else to say about yourself in this chapter. So yeah. I'm Blue Star Saber.
I'm Lucky Chi.
And we're signing off. Plus Ultra, everyone.
Plus Ultra.
And we're done.